सदाशिव समारंभां
सदाशिव समारंभां
शंकराचार्य मध्यमाम्
शंकराचार्य मध्यमाम्
अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्ताम्
अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्
वसुदेवसुतं देवम्
वसुदेवसुतं देवं
कंसचाणूरमर्दनम्
कंसचारूरमर्दनम्
देवकी परमानन्दम्
देवकी परमानन्दम्
कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्
कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्
श्रेयो हि ज्ञानम् अभ्यासात्
श्रेयो हि ज्ञानम् अभ्यासात्
ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते
ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते
ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागः
ज्ञानाफर्मफलस्त्यागः
त्यागात् शान्ति अनन्तरम्
त्यागः शान्ति अनन्तरम्
So yeah, somebody said Happy Diwali. So Happy Diwali to all. This day after Diwali actually started for 3-4 days program, but Ravivar and Sunday is Diwali. So and then what we are talking on Karma Yoga, and last time we talked about that Karma Yoga is nothing but all about Lok Sangraha, and we have talked something, and we'll go in more detail. And Diwali is a Lok Sangraha program. Because when we say there are three things popularly we do, right? One is Lakshmi Pujan, another is Bhagwan Ram's return to Ayodhya, and third is Bhagwan Mahavir's Nirvana. And all three things. So Bhagwan Ram, all his life he did Lok Sangraha. Lok Sangraha means the welfare of all, the universal welfare. That's what Bhagwan Ram did. He went to Lanka all the way, he did all that, and he came back after he established Ram Raj. Ram Raj is a hallmark of Lok Sangraha, when everybody is happy, everybody has everything to do, and that is called Samriddhi. So when we do Lakshmi Puja on Diwali, it is typically Lakshmi means people think dhan or money. No, it is Samriddhi, which is prosperity, and Samriddhi means there is a horizontal growth. Vertical growth, there are some people have prosperity, right? But that is not prosperity. That is, some people have that accumulated wealth. When the wealth is distributed among all, it is horizontal growth, and that is called samriddhi. Means it is equal distribution, and that's what when we do Diwali puja or puja, when we say Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Samstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namah. We are saying that Devi Lakshmi or Shakti Lakshmi, Lakshmi is Shakti, you establish in all of us. So that means everybody should have that Lakshmi, everybody should have the Samriddhi, and that is Diwali Puja. And then as I said, Karma Yoga is nothing but Lok Sangraha. So two of the heroes of Bharatiya Hindu Itihas, Sri Ram and Mahavir, Bhagwan Mahavir, both did entire their life in Lok Sangraha. So it's good when we do Diwali Puja, we should remember that it is not just about dhan. We should not get confused. Typically, it is that's a understanding that Diwali मतलब कुछ पैसे की पूजा हो रही है, पोथी पूजा हो रही है. That's fine. That's one segment of the whole Diwali Utsav. But the main is that, and we'll see at the end that how Lok Sangraha connects. But again, that's what we are on Karma Yoga. We are talking about Lok Sangraha, and Diwali is about Lok Sangraha. Everybody should be prosperous. Everybody should have equal share in the wealth, which doesn't belong to one person. So we'll continue. Also, JP Morgan was one of the biggest investor in America. Everybody knows JP Morgan. Chase the bank is there. somebody asked him that, when do you think a person has enough money to be happy? And his answer was very powerful. He said, when the person has made enough next million, which will never happen. You will always work for next million. And he says, then you will be happy. That means you will never be happy with million. And that's what Diwali is about, prosperity, not just about money. It is the Devi, which is Samriddhi, should be in all of us present. So we are all Samriddhi. We have the Shakti of Samriddhi, not just money. So yeah, so that's, and then of course Bhagwan Ram and Mahavir, as I said, both stand for Lok Sangra, which is our topic, Karma Yoga, right? Last time we talked about Lok Sangra. We'll continue, right? So this initial fourth shlok, Arjuna has asked the question that you told me we saw in the first chapter, second chapter, in the beginning of second chapter, end of second chapter, 30 shlok in the beginning and last 18 shlok or 20 shlok, Bhagavan talked about the Gyan or Sankhya. Sankhya and Gyan are synonym in Gita sense, not in Darshan. The philosophy Sankhya is different. See, Gita sense. And then in the middle, Bhagavan talked about the karma also. And the famous shlok we all say all the time, Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu pradachan. That he told in the middle of this second chapter, where he was talking about all Gyan, the whole thought, but he brought that two shlok about karma. So it was the fundamental teaching. And now when the third chapter starts, I mean, third chapter in this is Bhagavan is not saying third chapter, Arjuna now. Bhagavan is a smart teacher. He always gives pauses, and a smart teacher always does. You just don't keep teaching. You teach and then give opportunity for students or learner to ask questions or to have an inquiry. So Bhagavan must have given a pause and looking at Arjun. So Arjun said, okay, अभी आपने मेरे को दोनों चीज बता दी. You told me Gyan and you told me Karma. Now I am confused. So Arjun always get confused and goes tell Krishna. The entire Bhagavad Gita is like, many times he said, I am confused, tell me, which is good. He goes to the right teacher. Confused in the sense he has that doubt. Arjun is progressing. It is not confusing like going backward. So that's, if doubt is clear, the next doubt, higher level doubt. So he's saying, yeah, which is good for me, Gyan or Karma? And the reason he's asking, because he told in the beginning that मैं युद्ध करना ही नहीं चाहता हूँ. I mean, I just want to, rather than doing this yuddha and killing our own people, I would take sannyas, which is better. So, sannyas is better, right? So Bhagavan knew that he's finding an escape. So Bhagavan is a good teacher, and he never said, we'll see the entire Bhagavad Gita, which is, so Bhagavan is saying, Arjun, you don't have option. When you have option A or B, then you can say, I want A or B. It's like you have to take both. It's like, as the last time I gave an example, that if you go to doctor and they give antibiotic and they say with antibiotic you have to take multivitamin also or some supplement. You cannot say, can I take one just supplement, not antibiotic? No, you have to take both. There's no option. So same thing Bhagavan is saying, Arjun, there is no option in Gyan and Karma. So, and we'll see at the end of the, and as we last time we talked about Bharat ka Itihas, if you look at that, Bhagavad Gita was set 5,000 years ago. And then after Mahabharat war, when Bhagavad Gita was told, Krishna's teaching was, of course, it is flowing down, not only Gita teaching, but Upanishad teaching or whatever, Vedic teaching. So next 4,000 years, Bharat was in very comfortable position. So my own thought is that people were comfortable with Gyan because everything is perfectly fine. Bharat was very prosperous. So people get into the Gyan mode that, oh, Gyan, like doing meditation and everybody's relaxed, have peace of mind, which is fine. That was Bharat was known for Sone ki Chidiya, and it was true. That's the time we had Buddha, Mahavir, many other. We know Buddha, Mahavir, but there are many Mahatmas were there of that level. Everybody is contemplating and Nididhyasan, but then invaders came to Bharat when this century started. And they realized that, oh, these people are very relaxed. And our Jnani people, they thought it's okay. I mean, no, we don't have to harm anyone. So that mentality was there, that everybody is good, and it's a correct mentality even today. Yeah, everybody is fine. I mean, we say when say Atma sab mein hai, means yeah, we are all same. So there is no hatred, nothing. They didn't realize that, oh, by doing that, people are entering into to our territory and taking over. And then that continued. Then there was a bhakti period came, which is around 700 after Shankaracharya, 700 to maybe, or five, like 800 to 400, 300 before current era, BCE we call it, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and other people came, and they were all bhakti, like they were. And that time Mughal already invaded India, controlled India, and the bhakti period was going on. They were happy that bhajan kar rahe, theek hai. Then two people came, and I many of us, but I have very high regard for these two people, Lokman Ban Gangadhar Tilak and Mohandas Gandhi. They said, no, 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 hold on. People have taken a wrong message from Krishna, which Bhagwan is exactly going to tell Arjuna, third chapter. There's no option. And people say Gyan is required. Once you have Gyan, you are fine. That's what a lot of time people thought. And Tilak and Gandhi said, no, no, hold on. Karma Yoga is, and the reason they could see that, because they were in the battlefield, both of them. And both of them were Gyanis. Earlier people were like scholar or bhakt, but these two people were wanted to be in the field and utilize that Gyan by using the model of Karma Yoga of Bhagavad Gita. And we all know the result. These two people have impacted millions of people. They have changed actually the history of India. Had this happened 2000 years ago, had we had Tilak or Gandhi 2000 years ago, India would not have invaded by people. लोगों ने कृष्ण की सीख को ठीक से समझा ही नहीं. So that is important. So Bhagavad Gita is very relevant in each and every phase, and people have. So these two people were focused on Karma Yoga, and this chapter is Karma Yoga. So that's why I brought these two people in. And according to Gandhi ji, if you read Bhagavad Gita chapter 1, 2, and 3, you're done. You're done. Because first, second is Jnana Yoga, third is Karma Yoga. And तिलक जी की जो गीता है, उसका तो नाम ही गीता रहस्य है. And he said there is a secret in Gita which people, and he actually very strongly criticized many of the scholars. He said they just kept talking about Gyan or Moksha. Hey, there is no moksha, you have to do something. So his title of his translation is Gita Rahasya. And he gave an example in Gita Rahasya that jo Vanar log jab they went from like southern part of India to Sri Lanka, and Bhagwan, and the bridge was created because of Bhagwan Ram's power, and they all crossed the ocean and went to Sri Lanka. But by crossing the ocean, they enjoyed the crossing the ocean because of Bhagwan Ram's blessing. They never knew the depth of ocean. It is like that. He gave an example, Bal Gangadhar Tilak ji Lokmanya, that आप गीता पूरी पढ़ लेते हो, लेकिन you don't know the depth of Gita, because you're like वानर. भगवान ने बोला चले जाओ, सब पत्थर, all the stones were swimming, and then you were like floating, and you just cross, but you don't know the depth of ocean. Same thing with Gita. If you read Gita, and you can cross the Gita and enjoy, oh बहुत बढ़िया सब पढ़ लिया, बड़ा आनंद आ गया, ज्ञान हो गया, but you have never gone to the depth of Gita. That's why his title is Gita Rahasya. Rahasya means you go into the depth. And that is why third chapter is actually Rahasya. So we'll see that. So we saw that it is Karma Yoga. And typically in the Karma Yoga is a model, I personally feel. That's why today's summary I wrote. It's a model which is given by Bhagwan. Bhagwan in the sense in the Gita, but the model is given by our rishis long time back, but Bhagwan has put it in a very nice way. So the model says that no one can ever remain without action. One thing is 100% certain. Every single moment, all of us, and that is the reason which we see the next. The next one is because everyone is helplessly compelled to work under the Prakriti, 3 guna of Prakriti. And we'll talk when 14th chapter comes. So there are 3 guna which are all we are made of. And 3 guna force us to work based on the gun what we have, content of the gun. We'll talk in 14th chapter. And because we perform karma, the karma has an effect which is called bondage, bandhan, karma bandhan we say. So every karma comes up with a bondage, which we suffer. And actually bondage is suffering. Entire Buddhist teaching is based on that. That pura Buddha ka to teaching is that the bondage is suffering. So karma has a bandhan. So that's third thing. And the fourth thing, and Bhagavan is a good teacher. He's always give the solution. It is not describing the problem. So he described the problem in the model. Everybody has to work. We are bound. The Prakriti decides us, and there is a bondage. But the people who take karma as a yagya, as a karma yoga, as a Shlok sangrah, are not bound by the karma. And that is, people call it nishkarm karma or anasakta karma. Gandhiji used the word anasakta. Some people use nishkam. Gandhiji actually did one of the book he wrote on Bhagavad Gita is anasakti yoga. Instead of karma yoga, he used anasakti yoga. Because that is anasakti. There is no attachment to the, again, not attachment to the karma and to the karma phal. And that is the model Bhagavan is giving this chapter. So Bhagavan says to Arjun, therefore Arjun, yagyarthatma karma kaunteya mukta sang samachara. Therefore Arjun, you have to work with the detached attitude of mind. And that is karma yoga. So that's a high level definition. We'll go into detail as we go slow. So there are two things here, akarta bhav, which is not attached to the karma and karma phal both. And the second is that another option in this, which is prasada buddhi, acceptance as it is, whatever comes, with reverence. इसलिए हमने उसको प्रसाद बुद्धि बोला. Prasad means you take with reverence. So there are two models. One is akarta bhav, means as a sakshi, as a witness to the karma, because if you get involved, you are responsible and you get that advantage. And second is take it as prasad buddhi. जो भी भगवान ने दिया ठीक है. अगर इस result से if I have to kill Bhishma, it is Bhagwan's like Agya. I am doing it. So prasad buddhi and akarta bhav. And that's what this is a high level. So with that, we'll read Shlok number 4, just repeat, which we stopped last time, and continue with our today's topic. So Shlok number 4 of 3rd chapter, which is Karma Yoga, or we can call it Lok Sangrah Yoga. Shlok 4th of 3rd chapter. Na karmanam anarambhat.
Na karmana anarambha.
Nashkarma purushah ashnute.
Nashkarma purushoshrute.
Na cha sannyasanatev.
Na cha sannyasanadev.
Siddhim samadhigacchati.
Siddhim samadhigacchati.
So मनुष्य न तो कर्मों को न करने से निष्कर्मता को प्राप्त होता है और न कर्मों को त्यागने मात्र से साक्षात रूप सिद्धि को प्राप्त होता है. और भगवान इज सेइंग, एक मिनट में बोल दें फिर आप पढ़िएगा, कि कर्म न करने से आपको लिबरेशन, सिद्धि मीन्स लिबरेशन और फ्रीडम मिलता है, और संन्यास मीन्स कर्म को छोड़ने से लिबरेशन. दोनों केस में भगवान कहते हैं you don't get that liberation of moksha. Yeah, English में you can read now, Shripal.
Not by abstaining from action does man gain actionlessness, nor by mere renunciation does he attain perfection.
Yeah, so ऐसा नहीं कि भाग गए तो कुछ मिल जाने वाला है, या नहीं करेंगे तो कर्म बांधेगा नहीं, क्योंकि condition is there कि कर्म, Prakriti will make you to work. As Bhagwan said in the model, you can say I don't want to do. अगर आप अभी नेक्स्ट श्लोक में आएगा खाली बैठे तो कुछ ना कुछ होता रहेगा. और ऐसा भी नहीं कि I'll take संन्यास, मैं कोई संसार के कोई कर्म नहीं करने. Just that's what I said. That's what Tilak ji said. कि the भारत में यही प्रॉब्लम हो गई थी. And some of the Western philosopher has written very clearly that this principle of Bharat has made the whole society that time. That's why a lot of invasion happened and we didn't react. And these guys came like 17 times, Ghazni and all those things. Our priest or scholar at that time said, Bhagwan ki marji hogi. There's no Bhagwan ki marji. Bhagwan is saying here, you just cannot run away. You have to perform the action. So that's what Bhagwan is saying. So, but how do you do that? That is the trick Bhagwan is going to tell in this chapter. करना तो है अर्जुन, there is no option. अर्जुन ने पूछा चलो पूछा, there is no option. ये तो दोनों केस में कुछ होना नहीं है. You don't get liberation. So he goes to the next flow. Why you have to work, right? नहीं कश्चित् क्षणमपि
नहीं कश्चित् क्षणमपि
जातु तिष्ठति अकर्मकृत्
जातु तिष्ठति अकर्मकृत्
कार्यते हि अवश्यः कर्म
कार्यते हि अवश्यः कर्म
सर्वः प्रकृतिर्जयगुणैः
सर्वः प्रकृतिजयगुणैः.
सो क्योंकि कोई भी पुरुष किसी काल में भी क्षण मात्र बिना कर्म किए भी नहीं रह सकता, निस्संदेह सभी पुरुष प्रकृति से उत्पन्न हुए गुणों के द्वारा परवश हुए कर्म करते हैं.
None can ever remain inactive even for a moment. All are made to act helplessly indeed by the qualities born of Prakriti.
Yeah, so we will see detail in 14th chapter, but here Bhagavan is saying that number one thing, we all know that we have to act. Even if I'm sitting with my closed eye, there is something happening, some action is happening. Even the biological system which is happening, digestion is happening, action is happening in the body. So there is no way. And so you have to work. But what makes us to work? And that's what Bhagavan says. Let me just very quickly share. We'll talk detail in the 14th chapter, but here it is the summary. You can see my screen, Sripal? Okay. So this is, I think is
Yes.
font are big enough to read, right?
Yes.
So this is Prakriti, which is also called Maya, and which has three gun: Sattva gun, Rajo gun, and Tamo gun. We all are driven by that. The only difference between us and animal will maximum they can have Rajas. Tamas, of course, they have, but they don't have Sattva. I mean, वो कोई एक होता है कि गाय है तो गाय को सत्व गुण होता है. We can say that because that's some सत्व गुण in गाय. That's why भारत में respected. But typically, they don't have that power to utilize this. बुद्धि नहीं होती है, so they might have a little bit of sattva, but बुद्धि नहीं है, so they cannot say कि I want to move from tamas to just to sattva. But human being have buddhi. We can raise, but we are made of these three. It is all which one is more prominent in me, that action I'll do that. If sattva is prominent in me, I'll have purified thought of purity. I'll feel like joyful, sukh. But the bondage is still there, which is you will be bound by the gyan or sukh or shanti. And we'll see in the 14th chapter, Bhagavan says you have to transcend all three guna also. Rajas mein you lot of activity, karma, and then karma hoga to desire hogi to kamna hogi, karma phal, that is rajas. And tamas mein means you inaction. Bhagavan bole, you try to don't want to do things. Carelessness, laziness, moh, delusion, all this tamas. So we are made of these three. And now we can just put ourselves in this, what is more prominent in me. And we'll see in the 14th chapter, just quick example. By evening, we have more tamas. I'm tired, I'm frustrated, I'm not happy with the world. The whole world is against me. Kuch theek hai, sab bekar hai. And that is tamas. Iske liye hamare yahan, that's the reason there is a Sandhya Vandanam 3 times. Very, very smart, our ancestors were very smart. सुबह तो जब उठते हैं तो सत्व ज्यादा होता है because you have slept properly, and do Sandhya Vandanam. Utilize the power of mind that time. During the day, there's a lot of activity. Do Sandhya Vandanam during the day. So give a pause. Give a thought ki kya karna. Evening when you are so dull, so down, do Sandhya Vandanam, do Prarthana, so that you are back. The Rajas Sattva is increased. So raise the level of Sattva and then enjoy. This is all very simple. I mean, it is a biology, it is a psychology, it is a philosophy, it is everything in this. So that's what Bhagavan is saying in this shlok, that avashaha means controlled by, compelled by. In the vash shabdata, vash means controlled. So we are controlled by these three guna of Prakriti. And Arjun, you will work based on this. And it is an example, like it's a simple example, because we are made of Prakriti. And we'll see further. Bhagavad Gita mein aayenge, means we eat anna, and anna is part of prakriti, and that's why they say what you eat you become. हमारे यहाँ तो भोजन पे कितना ध्यान दिया आयुर्वेद में. So vegetarian, हमारे जो भोजन बोलते हैं उसके there are two reasons. One is of course there is आध्यात्मिक reason. Second is nature, right? We are made of that. जैसा हम खाएंगे वैसे हो जाएंगे. तो इसलिए क्योंकि प्रकृति से अन्न बना है, और अगर रजसिक अन्न खाएंगे तो रजसिक हो जाएंगे, तामसिक अन्न खाएंगे तो तामसिक हो जाएंगे, एंड सात्विक अन्न खाएंगे तो सात्विक हो जाएंगे. So it's a very simple, like that's what I'm saying, it's a science also, it's psychology also, and it's like a DNA. The kids get parents' DNA. There's no choice in that. Kids cannot say I don't want my parents' DNA. No, you don't have choice. 99% you will get it right. 1% point less than 4% is separate, but you get it right. Similarly, Prakriti ke gun aane hi hai. I have no choice. I cannot say that. So for example, they give example lion, the same. We have title lion as a violent animal. Same, हम लोग बोलते हैं कि lion is a hinsak animal. No, we have lion never say I am hinsak. It is lion's nature to do that. हम लोग बोलते हैं कि लायक हिंसक है, उसका तो नेचर ही है. उससे पूछेंगे बोलेंगे दैट्स द वे आई डू दैट, राइट? क्योंकि दैट्स प्रकृति. ऐसे हम मनुष्य के अंदर, हमारे अंदर भी वही प्रकृति. हम वी कैन हाइड थिंग्स बिकॉज वी आर स्मार्ट लिटिल. थोड़ी बुद्धि होती तो हम लोग छुपा लेते हैं, लेकिन अंदर से ये तीनों गुण काम करते रहते हैं, एंड वी नो दैट, एंड दैट इज व्हाट द टीचिंग कम्स. सो we'll read the next श्लोक. So because Bhagavan is continuing with that, right? And next श्लोक is Shlok number, we just finished 5, 6 here. कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य
कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य
य आसेत मनसा स्मरन्.
ये आसयेत मनसा स्मरन्.
आस्ते मनसा स्मरन्.
आस्ते स्मरन्.
इंद्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा
इन्द्रियार्थां विमूढात्मा
मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते.
मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते.
So, जो मंद बुद्धि पुरुष कर्मेंद्रियों को रोककर हट से इंद्रियों के भोगों को मन से चिंतन करता रहता है, वह मिथ्याचारी अर्थात दंभी कहा जाता है.
He who, restraining the organs of action, sits mentally indulging in the sense objects, he of deluded understanding is called a hypocrite.
Yeah, so भगवान बड़ा सिंपल बता रहे हैं. What he's saying कि you may sit that I'm not doing any action, but the mentally you're doing that, right? You're thinking of all the sense objects. आप हाथ से नहीं खा रहे हो, लेकिन मन में से जलेबी खा रहे हो. एक ही बात है. एक ही बात है, उसमें कुछ है नहीं. तो दिस इज कॉल्ड मिथ्याचारी. वो बोलता कुछ है और करता. मिथ्याचारी मींस हिपोक्रेट. टिपिकली हम लोग पॉलिटिशियन को हिपोक्रेट बोलते हैं. द रीजन इज दैट वी से दैट बिकॉज़ दे से समथिंग एंड दे डू समथिंग. सो सेम थिंग भगवान इज सेइंग. वो बोलता है मैं कुछ नहीं कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन ऐसा संभव ही नहीं अर्जुन. कुछ तो कर रहा, मन में करेगा, एंड देन यू बिकम मिथ्याचारी. एंड वी ऑल लाइक वो एग्जांपल ऑलवेज गिव दैट there's a father, he is telling his son that hey, never say lie, right? हमेशा सच बोलना चाहिए. जो भी whatever is in front of you, you say that. And that moment the cell phone was there was a call, some call came in the cell phone, and the name was, these days we say, or the name came, and father didn't want to talk to that person, so son picked up the phone, and dad said, tell them I'm not at home. See, and this we do all the time, like, but that's Bhagwan is saying मिथ्याचारी. कि तू सोचता तो कुछ, बोलता कुछ और है, करता कुछ और है. So don't say that I am not going to act. It is not possible. Basically they are saying it is not possible. Bhagwan is saying it is not possible. You will have to do that. Don't suppress. You cannot suppress karma. So we'll go to the next one. There were 2-3 shloka are very continuous. Same thing Bhagwan is saying that. यतु इंद्रियाणि मनसा
यतो इन्द्रियाणि मनसा
नियम्य आरभते अर्जुन.
नियम्य आरभते अर्जुन.
कर्मेन्द्रिये कर्मयोगम
कर्मेन्द्रिये कर्मयोगम
असक्तः स विशिष्यते.
सक्तः स विशिष्यते.
और हे अर्जुन, जो पुरुष मन से इंद्रियों को वश में करके अनासक्त हुआ कर्मेंद्रियों से कर्मयोग का आचरण करता है, वह श्रेष्ठ है.
But he who restraining the senses by the mind, O Arjuna, engages his organs of action in the yoga of action without attachment, he excels.
See, now Bhagavan is expanding the formula. He's saying, पहले श्लोक में बता दिया कर्म तो there is no choice, but now you have to do this कर्म इंद्रियों को, but the only way is like control your senses, right? And then anasaktua, but at the same time you are not attached to the anasakt. Whenever anasakt word comes in Bhagavad Gita or our Shastra, they are talking about the कर्म फल. अनासक्त में कई लोग सोचेंगे आई एम नॉट, मैं तो कर्म से भी आसक्त, कर्म से तो छोड़ो आप, सब आसक्ति फल से ही होती है, क्योंकि that's what so whenever word is used, so and karma phal means there is a desire. Phal means that if there is a desire, then desire for what? Desire for the result. So karma phal and desire, kamana and karma phal, they go together. That's we call desire, right? So kamana किस चीज की? किसी result की. So kamana and karma phal. So Bhagavan is saying, when he say with an asakta karmendriya karm, asakta say use the karmendriya. You have to use your senses. They are the tools for doing action. But with asakta acharan arabhate means perform your, and that is shresht. Because Arjuna is the beginning of this chapter also, he asked the question, he tell me which is shresht, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga. And the second chapter, when the whole Bhagavad Gita started, the shlok, which is the prarthana every day, my prarthana is, and Arjuna said, Yat Shreya Syat Nishchitam Bruhitam. मेरे को वो बताओ कृष्ण भगवान जो मेरे लिए श्रेष्ठ हो. एंड ही इज सेइंग ये श्रेष्ठ है कि कर्म तो करना ही है लेकिन अनासक्त भाव से. गांधी जी को ये बहुत पसंद था अनासक्त, विनोबा जी को. से कर्म, क्योंकि देवर कर्म योगी, गांधी जी, विनोबा जी, विवेकानंद, बाल गंगाधर तिलक, देवर कर्म योगी, कॉन्स्टेंटली वर्किंग, दे वर्क ऑल देयर लाइफ, बट अनासक्त भाव से. that's the reason they could lead the masses. That's the reason they could make a difference in the lives of millions of people, because they don't have any personal goal in that. That is anasakta bhava, ready to die for the cause. Without anasakti, it is not possible. They left home, they left everything, and still continue to do the karma. That's what Bhagavan is saying. Actually, this shlok represents those of our heroes, right? Recent heroes. I mean, there are other people, but so Bhagavan is saying, and in fact, if we translate that growing out of desire, which is anasakti, in simple one word, that is called vairagya. A lot of time vairagya, the word is vairagya means, oh, something, some sadhu or some mahatma or sannyasi. No. Here as the vairagya is like ये सब जो थे नाम, because they are anasakt, कर्मेंद्रियों को कंट्रोल में करके अनासक्त भाव से कर्म कर रहे हैं. And then we'll continue with the next one. We have time. So Bhagavan says next, आगे क्या करना है? When you have anasakt now, you still continue to work. What is next? And he says, niyatam kuru karmatvam.
Niyatam kuru karmatvam.
Karmajayo hi akarmanah.
Karmajayo hi karmana.
Sharir yatra pichate.
Sharir yatra pichate.
Na prasiddhayet akarmanah.
Na prasiddhayet akarmanah.
तू शास्त्र विधि से नियत किए हुए स्वधर्म रूप कर्मों को कर, क्योंकि कर्म न करने की अपेक्षा कर्म करना श्रेष्ठ है, तथा कर्म न करने से तेरा शरीर निर्वाह भी नहीं सिद्ध होगा. वाह, what a simple solution.
Perform your obligatory action, for action is superior to inaction, and even the maintenance of your body would not be possible by inaction.
See, so that's saying you have to do something even to maintain the body, because body is driven by Prakriti. So you have to work. Then the question is, what should I do? Very simple. Pehle we saw that, right? Niyatam kurm. Niyatam means prescribed. And Gita is none of, and I said, I think when we were reading 17th chapter last time, I have read many, many books. None of the books, even Hindu Ved, has explained this niyatam karma, what Gita has explained. and we call it Varna Ashram Vyavastha. Varna means not only Jati, this is not Jati. That is a convoluted or distorted version of the explanation of Niyatam Karma is Swadharma. Whatever in current situation, my role, my responsibilities are there, that I have to perform. I could be a skilled labor, or I could be a scholar, or I could be or just ordinary man. But everyone has, based on the current situation and roles and responsibilities, there's a duty assigned. That is Niyat Karma. And this time, Arjun, your duty is to finish this war. Duryodhana is then stop it. We tried. So that is this moment, this is your Niyat Karma. Sannyas is not Niyat Karma at this time, Arjun. So for all of us, there is always a Niyat Karma. And Bhagavan is saying कि करना तो है ही शरीर निर्वाह के लिए, तो do the शास्त्र विधि means which is prescribed duty. And we always see that a lot of people ask what is prescribed duty, and I have shared number of times Panch Mahayagya, they are prescribed duties. Brahma Yagya, then Dev Yagya, Pitra Yagya, Manushya Yagya, and then Bhut Yagya. 5 Yagya, and I think I shared already. We can share next time. But those are prescribed duties. Every day we have people. Every day read Shastra. Every day do Chintan. Every day do some good work. Every day take care of the environment and planet. Panch Mahayagya itna acha define kiya hamare Shastra. And that is prescribed duties. And that model fits for all. So Bhagavan is saying, and that again, karma is Rajasic, Sattvic, and Tamasic. You choose it. That is and as I said, animals don't have choice. But इसके लिए हमारे यहाँ एक सुभाषित बोलने में आता है ना कि there is a difference between human and animal. Like that Subhashi says that ahar nidra bhay maithunam cha samana etat pashubi naranam vivek hi eto tesham adhiko vivek hina pashubi samana. Means ahar nidra bhay maithun means eating, nidra means sleeping, bhay means fear, maithun means procreation. ये तो animals and human have common. They eat, we eat, they sleep, we sleep. They have fear, we have fear. They procreate, we procreate. And the Shlok says, Subhashit says, विवेक ही एतो तेषाम अधिको. उसमें एक ही चीज एक्स्ट्रा है मनुष्य में, विवेक, जो एनिमल्स में नहीं होता. So their prakriti is only up to Rajasic or Tamasic because there is no vivek. We have vivek. Then Shlok says, then vivek hina pashubi naranam. Vivek हीन आदमी तो फिर जानवर के बराबर ही है. तो भगवान is saying, use the vivek and do your prescribed duty. We'll read 9th Shlok one. We'll stop there later. Which is a key Shlok. So all these 5 Shlok, that is a summary, right? So Bhagavan is saying to Arjun, continuing what you should do that. And he said, Yagyarthat karmana anyatra.
Yagyartha karmano anyatra.
Loko ayam karma bandhanaha.
Loko ayam karma bandhana.
Tadartham karma kaunteya.
Tadartham karma kaunteya.
Mukta sangha samacharaha.
Mukta sangha samachara.
Bhagavan is saying, Yagya means Bhagwan कह लीजिए या divinity कह लीजिए या whatever name we give. Yagya means the selfless. यज्ञ के लिए किए हुए कर्म के सिवाय अन्य कर्म में लगा हुआ मनुष्य कर्मों द्वारा बंधता है. इसलिए हे अर्जुन, आसक्ति से रहित हुआ उस परमेश्वर के निमित्त कर्म का भली प्रकार आचरण कर.
This world is bound by action other than those performed for the sake of yagna. O Kaunteya, perform action for that sake free from attachment.
Right. So क्या होता है, इस योग का ट्रांसलेशन अलग अलग लोग करते हैं. कोई भक्ति मार्ग वाला करेगा तो बोल देता है कि भगवान के लिए करो. some people who are ज्ञान मार्ग, जैसे कि वो ध्यान के लिए कर्म करो, सबकी शांति के लिए. कर्म योगी बोलेगा कि यज्ञ in the sense. So here Bhagwan is not talking about yagya which is agnihotra yagya. The karma is yagya, and which karma? Which is done as a selfless service. Lok sangra. Lok sangra is a very popular term used by Bal Gangadhar Tilak and later on used by Vivekananda ji also used that, but Bal Gangadhar Tilak used that Lok Sangra. And that is the reason he brought that Ganesh Utsav from a small village to Mumbai to make that Ganesh Utsav. Look at that, what a small or genius thought he had in the mind to bring people together. Lok Sangra. आज देखिए गणेश उत्सव की वजह से how many Hindus all over the world are just feel one just because of one Ganesh Utsav. कुछ भी मतलब कोई गणेश जी को तो किसी ने देखा भी नहीं है एंड अकल्पनीय सा लगता है कि ऐसे गणेश जी हैं, लेकिन द जीनियस आइडिया ऑफ ब्रिंगिंग पीपल टुगेदर, दैट इज कॉल्ड लोक संग्रह. वो कैसे उनके दिमाग में आया होगा? सत्वगुण. ही वाज इन द स्टेट ऑफ दैट माइंड when Newton got this, the apple fell on the tree and he came up with the law of gravity. Somebody asked him that, how did you get that? I mean, this apple has been falling for ages, right? And nobody thought of that. How did you, and that particular day, how did you think that, oh, there is a gravity here, there is a law? You know, his answer was, must be a religious person. He said, seems like I was in that day in a very divine state of mind. सत्वगुण. एक्चुअली सत्वगुण से भी ऊपर जाना है हमें, तो दैट्स अ गोल. बट सत्वगुण अगर है तो ऐसे विचार आएंगे. लोक संग्रह होगा तब सत्वगुण होगा. इफ आई हैव रजोगुण एंड तमोगुण, रजोगुण तमोगुण ब्रिंग स्वार्थ, selfishness, ahankar, ego. And if we, and that's what Bhagavan is going to say in further shlok. We'll see that when we go into it. And they are like, you are swimming in the water with heavy load attached to the body. So Rajogun and Tamogun are heavy load, and you want to swim in the river. It is not possible. Sattvagun makes you light, and you can swim across the world. And then you can perform some good Lok Sangra also. So Lok Sangra, that's what Bhagavan is saying. Lok Sangra ke liye Arjun or Karma Yoga ke liye. Both are synonym in this sense. Yagya artha. Yagya ke liye karma karo. Yagya means selfless service. वैसे भी यज्ञ का जो यज्ञहोत्र का मतलब भी त्याग ही है. When I say वो आहुति डालते हैं जब उसमें, and the whole purpose of Agnihotra is that all the herbs are there. We put those herbs in, and that is defined in the Rig Veda also, Yajurveda. When we put those herbs in the Agni, it enhances the qualities of those herbs and it purifies that environment. That, and we say that, and डालने के बाद भी idam 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 वायवे नमः. ये जो आहुति है वायु के लिए है. वायु is a देवता. Idam namam, not for me. But I have arranged all these things with my, जो भी मेरे पास पैसा होगा, I arrange that. But I am offering to you. It is for you. Idam namam. It's not for me. That's yajna. That is tyag bhav. And that's what Bhagavan is saying. But if you don't do with that, loko ayam kar bandhana. बाकी सब कर्म बांधते हैं. That's what the कर्म योग model said. कि कर्म तो करते ही रहोगे, कर्म बांधते ही हैं. And if we go back to the same screenshot, this one, see all these karma band, even sattvagun also bind. Sattvagun किससे bind करता है? ज्ञान से. मुझे बहुत ज्ञान हो गया. Now I know everything. Shanti, मुझे, like that's what the example given, that you are attached to Shanti now. Now you are unhappy if somebody is not शांत. घर में आप ध्यान कर रहे हैं और घर में कुछ किसी ने रेडियो चला दिया और मे बी टीवी, और you are disturbed because I like Shanti. That sattvagun also binds. Bhagavan is saying you have to transcend that. So all these gun, karma, which are originated because of this, they bind. Everything bind. Only thing doesn't bind is when you transcend all these things, which is growing out of, that's what Bhagavan is saying, growing out of this model of Prakriti. So, and that's the goal here. So Bhagavan is saying, Arjun, in sabse upar urja, and that was the 47th shlok of second chapter, right? कर्मण्ये वाधिकारस्ते मां फलेषु कदाचन मां कर्म फल हेतुर्भूम माते संगस्ता कर्मणि. उसमें अकर्म भी नहीं करना है, अकर्म से अटैच नहीं होना है, फल से you have to transcend that. And that is, I think, weakness of all of us. I mean, that's the reason Karma Yoga is one of the most popular topic of Bhagavad Gita. Of course, people think very shallow level pe Karma Yoga ko, because the Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga are not separate. That's the problem. A lot of scholarly people have done. It is all one. Krishna ka कृष्ण जिसको कर्मयोगी बना रहे हैं वो उसमें दोनों है, इसमें सांख्य और ज्ञान एंड कर्म दोनों साथ चलते हैं। कर्म का जो भगवान का जो अर्जुन है वो दोनों एक ही है। तो भगवान जब कर्मयोगी बोलते हैं तो वो ज्ञान योगी आप ऑटोमेटिक होते हैं। तो एक बार देयर वाज अ डिस्कशन गोइंग ऑन इन द क्लास एंड द स्टूडेंट्स वर डिस्कसिंग आफ्टर टीचर टॉट, दे सेड कि वो मैंने थर्ड चैप्टर पढ़ा दिया, सेकंड थर्ड, आप लोग डिस्कस करो, आई विल कम। एंड दे वर डिस्कसिंग, द डिस्कशन वाज गोइंग ऑन दैट some kids say that karma is better because gyan has no value unless you put that gyan into karma. So that means karma is better. And the other set of students said, no, gyan is better because gyan tells you what to do, what is the good karma. So that means gyan is better. And the discussion was going. Guru came. He said, what happened? He said, there is the 50-50. Abhi kya karenge? So Guru said, okay. He gave the solution which Bhagwan is giving here. He said, action or karma is valuable when guided by gyan. Karma is valuable or action is valuable when guided by gyan or awareness. Right? And gyan is valuable when followed by an action, followed by karma. सिर्फ ज्ञान से बैठ गए, ज्ञान मुझे सब पता लग गया जो भारत में हुआ था कि मुझे हमें सब ठीक क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कर्म नहीं था उसके पीछे, then we see the result. सिर्फ आप कर्म करोगे, if it's not guided by ज्ञान, then you will make mistake. It will be rajas और tamas. इसके लिए it is one. ज्ञान और कर्म. lot of people say ज्ञान कर्म योग, but कर्म योग popular इसलिए because action is easy to relate to. But according to Bhagwan, they go together. That's why Bhagwan is telling Arjuna. यज्ञार्थार्थ तभी होगा जब ज्ञान और कर्म they go together. So we'll continue next time we'll meet. So just Kabir Das ji के दोहे से we'll stop here क्योंकि we are talking about Diwali also. Diwali is about लोक संग्रह. छोटी सी स्टोरी मुझे याद आ गई, वो मतलब फिर कबीर दास जी का दोहा. One time Diwali pe typically parents tell kids to do something good, right? So one family was there, the parents, they decided to tell kids, that there were 3 kids, that if you do some good act today, we'll reward you. So 3 of you do something good today and we'll reward you. And it was a small village, Diwali, that Diwali day. And evening they came, all 3 kids, and they said, we did some good act today. Acha karma kiya. So parents said, okay, tell us, we'll decide which is the best. So first kid said, we had a lot of firecrackers at home, and we saw down the street there are some poor families or underprivileged families. They didn't have firecrackers. They don't have money to buy. So I gave my set of firecrackers, half of it to the kids. And the parents said, very good karma, good action, right? Good deed. What is the next one? And he said, we had a lot of sweet at home. So my share of sweet, I took half of mere gulab jamun ke box mein, I took half gulab jamun and gave to those kids because they enjoyed also sweets and they enjoyed firecrackers. That's good. In the third one, he got the reward. So his parents said, what did you do? He said, I realized that they don't have light at their home. It's dark because they cannot afford to have light. And I see those kids cannot study at the night time because there is no light. They have to finish the study before it is dark. So I took some diya from our home. We have a lot of diyas and gave it to them, put some light in their house so they can study too. And that is called Lok Sangraha. Diwali means if I can light a lamp in somebody else's life, not only just by money or something. So life means a joy, a feeling of goodness. Or of course, it could be monetary help also. If I can bring light into somebody's life, I can light a lamp inside. That's why with Diwali का purpose ये है कि lamp से एक lamp और जलना चाहिए. इसीलिए दीपावली भी से दीपावली. लोक संग्रह. So Lok Sangraha is not just for me. Lok Sangraha is everybody has something to light up in their home, in their mind, or in their life. That is Diwali. So Kabir Das ji ke doho se will stop. जो जल बाढ़े नाव में घर में बाढ़े दाम. जैसे नाव में जब बहुत सारा पानी बढ़ने लग जाए और घर में बाढ़े दाम, जब बहुत प्रोस्पेरिटी आपके पास आ जाए, तो कबीर दास जी कहते हैं दोनों हाथ उलीचिए यही सयानों का. अगर नाव में पानी आ जाएगा तो आप डूब जाओगे, उसको बाहर फेंक दो. आई मीन यू विल जस्ट दोनों हाथ से पानी फेंकोगे. ऐसे ही जब बहुत समृद्धि घर में आ जाए तो आप डूब जाओगे, उसको उलेचिए. थ्रो दिस, गिव इट टू अदर्स. एंड दैट इज लोक संग्रह. जो जल बाड़े नाव में, घर में बाड़े धाम, दोनों हाथ उलीचिए यही सयानों का. With that, happy Diwali to all of us, and we'll
आप
meet.
सबको
Of course, Diwali is after the Diwali. We'll meet after Diwali. So let's do our dhyan and then stop. Again, this slow and shallow breath, and the journey is from external, from Prakriti to our Atma. That's it. How we talked about Prakriti, right? Trigunamayi, Maya to Atma. Om. Om. So bring the attention to the tip of the nostril and think of the Prithvi Tattva. Prithvi is Bhudevi for us. There's an image of Prithvi. And keep the focus on the tip of the nostril. Now shift focus to the tip of the tongue and bring Jal Tattva, image of Jal, which is water. Jal is for us Varuna Devata. And we, through tongue, we interact with Jal Tattva. Or we perceive Jal Tattva. Now shift focus to the eyes and think of Agni Tattva, which is the best representation of Agni Tattva is Agni Devata is Surya Bhagwan. So bring the image of Surya Bhagwan in mind and keep the focus on eyes. Now shift focus to skin and feel Vayu around us. Vayu means Vayu Devata for us, like air. So we'll feel air around us. We can feel on skin. Now shift focus to the ears and we can hear some distant sound also. So because sound travels in space, and that means we are in space and space in us also. And by doing this, we are slowly shutting down these indriya, which are working towards Prakriti, and we are going away from Prakriti. So then think that I am not these five senses, I am not that external Prakriti, I am not this body, I am not even the man inside the body, mind, I am not intellect, buddhi, I am not that ahankar, chit, I am that Satchidananda Sakshi Atma, which is the Karma Yogi Karta, Sakshi. That's what Bhagavan says. I am that Atma, Satchidananda, Sakshi Atma. And Bhagavan says when the mind is quiet, that state of mind, do some Brahma Vichar. And the best is Gayatri Mantra. We can meditate on the meaning of Gayatri Mantra while saying it in the mind. So that's a Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. That means take Bhagavan, my buddhi, towards you or towards the higher goal. Same buddhi, vivek we talked about in that Subhashit. The vivek is vivek and buddhi, synonym here. I need that vivek. And then Bhagavan says, Yukta Asit Matpara. In this state, just stay there in this position for as long as possible. But the mind wanders, then go back to same again, nostril and back to this. Slowly, mind gets tuned and we get into Nididhyasana. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki Jai.